So if you're seeing me today, that means one thing. I haven't been canceled yet. For the first video on fan service that we made, link in the description. And I figured who else better to ask about anime and fan service than a woman herself? And we get into some serious questions and serious answers. But without further ado, let's meet her.
Hi guys, this is Gigi and I'm very excited to be here. I'm not too well versed in the anime universe, but I do have a pretty good baseline and I'm excited to get into some controversial topics today.
So the first question is going to be, in an over-sexualized society where things like fan service make it into cartoons, movies, and TV shows, do you think it's a problem that it appears in anime?
I think it is to an extent. I think it depends on the context, I think. Like, if it involves kids, I think it should be off limits.
Okay, what do you think is kids in Japan?
Like an anime, for example?
Yeah, an anime. Well, Japan is being written based off of, anime is being written based off Japan standards because they are from Japan, so their kids is 16.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Used to be 13.
How long ago?
I think this year they changed it to like 16.
Anyways.
My bad.
I think Japan is advanced in general, but
Okay.
like My Hero,
Okay. What about My Hero?
they're kids.
They are kids in America,
They're considered kids in America.
but they're 16. I'm pretty sure, I think I did a video on this in the last videos. They're 16 in Japan, which makes them adults. Yeah, you see how
Yeah, that's tricky.
the Western lens.
That's tricky.
Yeah, we have to think about, since it's their anime in their country being written in with their worldview, we have to go inside their worldview. If they knew 16 was legal age and they did 8, I mean, you can't say nothing about that. I mean, they're crazy, but it was 13 just earlier this year, and they wrote the characters as 16, so they went even over the age of consent, technically.
13 is crazy though. If you really think about it, like 13 is crazy.
13 is,
And how they like draw the characters, like I'm not gonna say too much, but a busty 13-year-old is crazy.
hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie. It happens. Is what I'm gonna say. It happens. Yeah, whether they control that or not. So, so you're saying, back to the the original question. So, you saying it's not a problem, only a problem when it's kids.
Yeah, I think that if it adds to the storyline, I think there's something to it. Like, I think it could add to like the plot of the show.
Okay. So if it adds to the plot of the show, it's completely fine.
It really does depend. Like, if it's just like just a redundant amount of like just body parts being exposed, I think it definitely does take away from the plot of the show, Like, I remember I used to not want to watch anime because of that. Like, I couldn't get past that. I could not get past that. I was like, I can't even focus on the show because every 5 minutes there's
some type of body part
popping up,
being exposed. Yeah, every 5 minutes is OD. Do you know what anime you're referring to? If you could think, you don't have to, because you've probably seen a ton of anime, sure. So you can't really think about which one.
Off the top of my head, I think One Piece is definitely up there.
Yeah, One Piece is definitely up there. Yeah, I can't. One Piece fans, you know what I'm saying? Y'all might have to defend that if y'all want to, but she's not exactly wrong. But like we said, whole age, et cetera, leave Bonnie out of this. I already talked about Bonnie, so okay. I would say, because it appears in every other media, like I said, anime is no different from any other media.
I agree.
So, because media's whole point is to, honestly, I don't know what media's exact whole point is, because different medias have different points, I guess, but if everybody else can get away with it, I feel like anime should be able to get away with it. It's not some type of moral high ground, like I said in the last video. It's not a moral high ground where it's like, well, you should do it because you're anime. Nobody should be doing it. If one person can't do it,
double standard.
Nobody should be able to do it.
I agree.
So
it's definitely prominent in animes. Definitely.
As long as we both know, or everybody watching this knows, it has to be actually people that are not adults. remember, used to be 13, now 16, but most anime characters that you're watching are adults in Japan.
Yeah.
And when they weren't, they wrote, remember the manga came first, so they wrote them when they could have made them 13.
True.
And still put them at 16. So they were trying to kind of get a little far away, but remember shonen, if I'm correct, means teenage boy. So it has to be a teenager. So.
But even then, why are we sexualizing teenagers?
Because they're adults. They're teenagers, but they're adult. They're teenagers in the age range of the number.
Yeah.
13, 14, 15, 16, but they're adults in Japan.
I can see where you're coming from. Yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky because the standards are different. It is different.
Okay, cool. I like that conversation. We're gonna move on to the next question. Okay, question 2. Do you think that there is an inequality in the complaints on fan service? Examples being fan service complaints are primarily about women. What about male characters being fan serviced or shipping 2 characters that are not canonically together? And for examples would be Naruto, Sasuke, you would see, or Deku All Might. Not drawn by the mangaka, but drawn by fans. So, what do you think about that?
I definitely do think there's a clear inequality. I think that when men are like shirtless in animes, like, you know how like they bust out their t-shirt, it is seen as like empowering, and they're strong, and you know, it's glorified. But for women, it's just seen as exploiting them.
But it's the same exact thing, though, technically.
It is. No, it definitely is. And I think that oftentimes, I think that sometimes, like the people who create the animes, I think that they put the female characters in there to just add to it, you know, for the visual appeal, because, you know, they know what I hate to say it, but they know what their male viewers want to see.
Well, I mean, it could be girls also that want to see that.
True. You know
could
what?
Could be, hey, 2025, hey.
You know what? You're right.
Everybody come on, you know what I'm saying?
You're right.
I do think that there is when the complaints roll through, it is about female characters. I guess some people might say, well, it doesn't happen often to male characters. The thing is, it does.
It does.
And also, you're probably just not watching those anime that kind of peel back and do that. I'm not watching them either.
Well, what kind do you feel like do that?
For males?
Yeah.
It depends, because we can say like Full Metal Alchemist is Armstrong. His whole thing is that he rips out of his clothes. That's like his whole thing. So some people might be like, that's fan service to some people. Now, fan service has multiple purposes, whether it's to sell a product, it's to add tension, it's to add to the plot, or just for comedy, which his is most likely comedy.
True.
Just like,
do you feel like accentuating like these characters' features are for comedic purposes? Like when they make like a woman's ass that's like just like not proportionate?
I don't think that one's supposed to be for comedy.
No? You think that's strictly for like the sexual appeal?
I think the sexual appeal. I think it depends on which anime you're referring to. So I would say Fire Forces is most likely for comedy. It's supposed to be funny. It happens, Tamaki example, hers happens in comedic ways. It's not like her clothes just explode off of her body. It's like something happens to where she is the butt of the joke in that situation, which is supposed to be comedy.
It adds to the plot.
Yes, in that moment, of the plot, because plot progresses as it goes on. So,
but when does it get to be too much? You know, like when is it deemed as like, all right, this is excessive? You know.
I guess if we're talking about like both answers can't be both. Okay, there's 2 answers to that question, and either of them don't. Your answer doesn't matter. I'm gonna tell you why your answer doesn't matter to that, because it's opinionated. Number 1, one scene could be enough for somebody.
True.
2, we can never tell the mangaka what to do with his work. We just seen Taite Kubo just make a comment about that. He pretty much said, if you feel like you can do something better than I can or any of these manga can, go do it. But if you cannot do it, pretty much shut up.
Okay.
So it's their story. If you had a book, and criticism is one thing.
Yes.
But telling me I should do this or shouldn't do this, that's taking my pen out of my hand and saying, I would do this. You can't tell somebody what to do with their own art. So it's never too much, technically.
But I feel like it hasn't been considered too much yet, because the manga creators are still doing it.
But who are they doing it for? What is it called?
The fan base.
It's called fan service. It's for y'all. It's not for him. It could be for him if he's a little, I think there's one mangaka that fell in love with his fake character. I can't remember who it was. Yeah, he fell in love. What anime was it?
That sounds interesting. That sounds interesting now.
But he has a wife.
Oh,
he's
okay.
I think he believes he's like married to that character now. Y'all might know in the comments. I don't know.
I retract my statement.
Yeah, but like his relationship in real life is suffering because of that character. But I can't remember what show it is right now. But yeah, I feel like it's never too much, which sounds crazy. As long as it's not, the plot isn't being hindered.
Yeah.
By it, like. Even the plot goes slow. It's not hindered. If it stops because of this fan service, then I would think it's too much.
Okay. Do you think that a lot of people form like parasocial relationships over these characters who are over sexualized? Because I see a lot of, what would you call it? Like fan art. Like if you go on Twitter, like you could see a lot of fan art of like you said, shipping characters that aren't really shipped in the show, Yeah,
I think people are doing stuff like that. I
think that's scary.
You think that's scary?
I think that's very scary.
Why?
Because it's like you're somewhat like losing your grip on reality,
It's just for fun, right?
No, but people do it in real life too, so it shouldn't be okay in anime either, I think.
Well, do what?
I think the standard should be the same. Like, you know how like sometimes people on TikTok, like these famous people, they make these videos and people in the comments are talking like they know them in real life, but they don't. And it's like almost like an unhealthy relationship. And I think that could be the same thing for anime too.
You think people are forming unhealthy relationship with anime characters?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I've seen people literally base their AI chatbot off of anime characters, and they'll say, yeah, I talk to him every day. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
What, you're right.
What do you mean, babe?
You know what, you're right. They do that. But popular,
you're
characters. You're
losing your grip on reality.
I think I agree with you with that. But I know we tangented off, but the initial question was, is there inequality?
Absolutely.
And I would say there is an inequality to that. I think there's way more complaints about women because, in my opinion, don't cancel me, guys, I think that society believes that women are either they think they're helpless or a protected class, where men are either strong enough, you're a man, you're big, stand up, or they just don't care about if men get sexualized. You're a man, shut up. Yeah. It's pretty much it's literally what it is. Either they think women are weak and can't handle it, or they think men are strong and it's okay if it happens to them.
Absolutely. I think that happens in the real world too a lot. But that's an even bigger discussion that we're not even gonna get into. Yeah, that might get you canceled for real, for real.
I feel like we're in 2025. I feel like nothing's really off the conversation table, I think, but you know what? We're gonna push on before I can get canceled. So, all right, question 3. Do you think fan service ruins the story, or can it coexist with good storytelling?
I think it depends in the context it's used, for sure.
Okay.
For example, in My Hero, season 2.
Okay.
Todoroki's fighting in the battle.
The tournament with Deku, yeah.
And at one point he overheats, and his shirt is like.
His shirt, yeah, and that's when he had the half fire because he wasn't using the cold.
Right.
At that point, yeah. So it's a fan service that makes sense.
Yes, it adds to the plot. It does.
Yeah. So it wasn't like he's shirtless for no reason.
Exactly.
If he had cold activated, then technically he doesn't need that shouldn't even have happened. But then Deku did blow. Kind of. I don't remember. So before you guys, I don't remember how it happened, but it did happen that season. So that is fan service that makes sense. Or creates fan service logically makes sense. The girl who can create items out of her chest in My Hero. Where else would it, if she had clothes on over that?
Where else would it come out?
How would it come out?
Yeah.
I mean, but they could just go
her finger
for the show. Yeah, for the show.
Yeah.
Whatever. What's her name's fan service is actually logical too. Invisigirl.
Oh,
she can't wear any clothes. I'm pretty sure she's.
You're right. Yeah. You're right, but I don't feel like it takes away from the. I don't feel like it takes away from the plot at all.
Yeah, you kind of need her to. Like, you kind of need her to be clothes on.
It's funny too, though. Like at certain moments, it can be funny.
Which remember, the point of fan service is to Comedic was one of the many points
Exactly.
of fan service. So
yeah, so I think definitely My Hero has a good balance of that for sure.
So then we think of an anime that might have a not good, because there's people that's gonna always say, well, no, that's not true. You know, it doesn't add to the plot. Let me think about One Piece. Let me make sure. Does it ruin a story? So does One Piece, to some people, One Piece's fan service ruins that. They will not watch One Piece because of that. Yeah, the video, I ran out of recording time. I started again, so continue.
So in a context where I think that it may not work out, like in terms of like the plot and stuff, is Sanji in One Piece. Like whenever he gets nosebleeds, whenever he gets
the fan service, him chasing women all the time. He's almost like Brock from Pokemon.
Exactly.
But that's a classic. That's almost culture at this point, which sounds crazy to say, but that's almost culture. The nosebleed. Master Roshi did it. Brock does it. Sanji does it. Most comedy anime do it a lot too.
So you think it's funny? Like, do you laugh when you?
I think it's pretty funny, but I think sometimes it depends, right? So I think if I remember correctly, Bulma did flash Master Roshi, but I'm pretty sure she was a kid. Like, I don't know how old Bulma was in Dragon Ball, because she flashed him back then. I don't know her age. I don't know if she was 13 or 16 in Dragon Ball, but she did flash him, and I'm pretty sure he might have did the nosebleed. Sometimes nosebleeds are funny, but
in that context, is it funny?
I don't know her age. It's normally not funny when they're not legal, right? Like,
obviously,
you know, like it's only not like, you know,
obviously.
So shout out Akira Toriyama, but yeah. I think Sanji's thing is supposed to be funny, but because most people don't find it funny, internet, you can see complaints. Take it out. He's not even like this in the manga, and he knows this. Mm-hmm. I'm sure Oda is aware of this.
Yeah,
he should probably stop writing him like that. But remember, we can never tell him what to do.
True.
So he's gonna keep pushing that, because it might not be funny to Americans.
Yeah.
But it could be hilarious in Japan or in India or in South Korea. So
I feel like it's because it may be funny to some people because we all know a person like that. We all know a person who gets like really flustered around women.
Oh, I thought you meant like people that blast off with nosebleeds.
No.
Oh, then he knows the way like that.
No, people who get flustered talking to the host.
Okay. They're gonna see me look right into the camera. Like, no, I forgot about the lingo.
Yeah, I had to add the new age.
Have you ever nosebleed blast off?
Oh no, I'm pretty. No.
Okay. You just cool like that.
I'm pretty smooth.
Nothing really affects you.
I don't really approach people. I'm scared of rejection, so it's usually the dudes who. Yeah.
You know, I can't say as it should. It's 2025. Anybody could approach anybody.
Yeah. When I first met my boyfriend, I think I definitely almost caught a nosebleed, though, for sure.
Nosebleed.
W nosebleed. No, that time it was definitely, makes sense.
Nosebleed. Yeah. Shout out to
D&DX Clay.
And nosebleeds. So the last question is, what is your honest, raw opinion about fan service in anime?
I definitely think it's a way for the writer to connect with his viewers, for sure. And I think if it's done tastefully, and it doesn't take away from the plot, I think it could be good. Like if it adds that comedic relief, I think
or
it
romantic
could be good.
tension as well.
Or romantic
scary tension.
True. But there's certain animes that don't even like really over sexualize characters either. Like
what's an example?
Death Note, for example.
I don't think
there's any... like it's not the main. It's not like compared to like One Piece. You don't see it as much. It's based mainly on the story.
Okay.
Kind of like Demon Slayer too. The anime relies solely on the plot, the characters, and
the story, the fights.
Exactly.
There's only a teeny bit of fan service in either. I don't know about.
It's done tastefully. When people talk about Demon Slayer, you don't hear, oh yeah, like.
You sure? They complain about Nezuko.
Really?
A lot in season 2 when she transformed to the 16-year-old version of herself. Illegal, by the way. When she transformed to the 16-year-old self when she fought Daki.
Yeah.
They complained about that. She's a kid. She's not a kid when she that's a 4-year gap in her age.
See, the fact that I can't even remember it though, I feel like it didn't take away from the plot.
Exactly, it didn't stick out because it wasn't about that.
But it did add to the plot though, because it showed her maturing and getting older.
She needed to mature to win that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. When Gon, I don't know if you're familiar with Hunter x Hunter, but Gon went from like 12 or something to 25 to defeat one of his opponents.
Really?
He aged so much. He couldn't beat him without it. He pretty much made like a nin pact. It's almost like a deal with himself. He says, give me the power it takes to defeat this enemy. I don't care what happens to me after. I need it. So his body aged him to 25.
But did he like bust out his shirt or anything like that? Or
his clothes grew because he went from a child to 25.
But was it done tastefully?
I feel like it was done perfectly.
See?
Masterfully, probably.
So there has to be that balance of the plot and the fan service. Absolutely.
Okay, cool. I think Nezuko's was done well because she's wearing a kimono. It has to stop complaining about everything. Do you guys understand that? Not to crash out. Stop complaining about everything. Okay, so that was all of the questions. Okay. Do you want to leave them with anything? If you want, where they can find you at, anything like that, whatever you want to say. Do you have anything to say to them? Okay.
I'm not really on social media like that, but my Instagram handle is at Gionni _, and my man's YouTube is DNDX Clay. He posts a lot of gaming content. I think you guys should definitely tune into that, and I hope to be back on the channel soon. I feel like we have really good banter.
Yeah,
I had fun.
You can come back as much as you want, as long as we got something to talk about. Yeah. And if you guys like these videos, by the way, because clearly this isn't my type of video style normally. This is more unscripted. Most of my content is scripted, obviously, but this is off the cuff, so y'all can see like I'm the same person, scripted, unscripted, pretty much. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video and enjoyed her being on the channel, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. Obviously, you can see we have real topics. Couldn't get too real to not get taken off of YouTube, but real enough to where you kind of get the point. So yeah, keep dealing damage.